Ilia fires back at Justin Gaethje, saying that Gaethje and his father made it personal when they brought up his height. And Ilia, bro, you know how tall you are. What are you talking about? You're talking like they blindsided you? Was this a surprise? What do you mean they're talking about your height? You were a featherweight. Now you're a lightweight. You're a dude who does something for a living that you have to be super ultra critical and aware of all your metrics, all your stats. You know how tall you are. Don't take it like an insult. What are you talking about? It just is what it is. Made it personal. Oh, they brought up his height and his divorce. When I put, bro, you're gonna act like you're upset with them bringing up your divorce. Your divorce became your whole identity for months, when you had to make sure that everybody knew that you ducking Arman Tsarukyan was more than justified. That became everything about you, bro. That you're the divorce guy. You became like Ross from Friends. You were just the divorce guy. That's like the whole, like what you wanted everybody to know about you, so that, you know, they give you your proper time. They give you your time to grieve. They give you time to work out everything in core. And even though, you know, all that got swept under the rug immediately after Gaethje and Pimblett fought, the very next day, oh, everything's fine now. No more drama. No more issues with the daughter. No more papas with the wife, courts, lawyers. It's all fixed now. Soon as that fight was over, we're good to go. We're good to go. When I put you to sleep and you're lying there next to the rose, I look at your father and ask him one simple question. Who's the short one now? Who?
Who doesn't want to wear the ribbon?
You should have kept your father out of this. He was the one calling me short guy and saying that you smashed me all while holding a beer in his hand. Bro, what are you talking about? Are your feelings hurt? This is what people do leading up to a fight. They talk papas. And then why point out the significance of the fact that his dad had a beer in his hand? What does that have to do with anything? You were just talking about champagne the other day. Like, what? Then you started talking about my divorce and telling the world you wouldn't want to be my roommate. He didn't say nothing about roommate. What are you talking about? Now I even highlighted this in my last video. He was making some homoerotic assumptions. Okay, I did say that it was very interesting that you guys are about to fight, and Gaethje was like, if he was my boyfriend, I think I will break up with him. That was weird, Gaethje. I don't know why you would have done that, but I don't know why you're turning this into roommate. Like, if you want to come back at him, then yeah, talk about how he wanted to be in a homosexual relationship. That's different. But why you like downgrading it and talking about how he wanted to be a roommate? It was actually worse than that. Idiot. First, we're fighting, not dating. Second, I'm not looking for a roommate. See, Gaethje was saying stuff that maybe was coming out a little bit awkward. Like maybe he didn't think of it beforehand. He was just going off the beanie. And it sounded a little bit funny. But like Ilia has had, like, this is premeditated. He's had some time to dwell on this. He's had time to put together a retort. And he's making it worse. It seems like his feelings are genuinely hurt. We thought that it was weird that Gaethje was talking about how if they were together, hypothetically, that Gaethje would leave him. But now what makes it even weirder is Ilia's like, oh yeah? Oh yeah, if we were together, you would leave me? Oh yeah? Well, your dad drinks beer and I'm gonna lay you down next to a rose. You know what this is reminding me of? This is like that one scene from that movie American Beauty with Kevin Spacey. Ilia Topuria is like Kevin Spacey when he's laying down and he's dreaming about that one chick with all the rose petals falling on her. Ilia Topuria is Kevin Spacey and Justin Gaethje is that chick in the bed of roses. This is crazy. Proving my point, unsufferable little blank boy never said a thing about your wife. You want to speak words to my father and then act like I crossed some line? We already fighting, buddy. I think it's funny because Gaethje's right. He's saying, bro, listen, I didn't say anything about your wife. What I did say is if I was your wife, Ilia says that Gaethje crossed the personal line. He says, actually, I thought he was a great guy, but since he crossed the personal line, just because he said, if I was with him, I would leave him. Bro, what kind of trash talk did you expect? What is he supposed to say? Should he expose your fraudulent resume? Should he say that you really don't have that impressive of a record and there's asterisks next to everything? Is that what he should have focused on? Should he have brought up Max Holiday's pillow hands? Should he have brought up how Volkanovski was still concussed and took the fight barely over 3 months after he fought Makhachev? And how Volkanovski shouldn't even have fought Makhachev because he did it on 11 days notice when he was all gordo, didn't even have a fight camp, didn't even have a fat camp. Should we talk about Josh Emmett? Should we talk about how you almost get knocked out all the time with head kicks? Nah, but he went too far when he said hypothetically, if we were in a relationship, if we were on a dude-on-dude relationship, I'd probably leave him. That was too far. That was too far, Ilia. What do you want him to say? That he would stay with you? That's Ilia's thought process. In case you haven't come to that conclusion, Ilia's upset because Gaethje said if he was with him, he would leave him. So by default, Ilia's like, oh, you would leave me, huh? Oh, you would leave me, huh? Why don't you want to stay with me? I'm not good enough for you? That's what he's upset about, that Gaethje won't stay with him. All I need is 2 minutes in the octagon with you, then I'm going to put you to sleep in front of your whole family, your country, in front of everyone. I've already said this on the hit show. On the hit show on YouTube, the Moss and Jesse show. I already declared this. Hot take. Some people would think. I don't think it's that hot. I think that Ilia is an easier fight for Gaethje than Patty was. Patty he's not a better fighter than Ilia, but he has a way better chin. Ilia has no chin. Go back and watch all his fights like I have. And don't just kind of watch them the way you remember watching them in Buffalo Wild Wings with your homies while you're drinking. Don't remember it from when you were kind of watching it while you were also listening to somebody on YouTube break it down. And don't think about the highlights that you saw. Go watch every single one of his fights like I did in order, start to finish, every single seconds. Rewind. Take notes, just like I did. Ilia has no chin. He gets rocked. And he commits and he overcommits to his combos. Once he gets he's going to the 6 or 7 and the 8 and he's overcommitting, he's overswinging, and Gaethje's gonna be right here. Down. Ilia has no chin and he overcommits and gets overconfident in his combos. And if this genius, Trevor Whitman, which he's doing, if he's watching the tape and paying attention to this, he's gonna get this in Gaethje's head, and Gaethje's gonna be ready to sidestep with that counter. Patty has a chin. Gaethje has a chin. Ilia has no chin. I do think that there's something beautiful about Ilia passing on his knowledge to his offspring before meeting his eventual demise at the White House. It's kind of the same as when Sean Strickland was building that underground bunker before he went to fight Chamoyev, not knowing that Chamoyev wasn't even going to show up to the fight. So apparently Ilia is training his arm bars here, and they're talking about him finishing fights with arm bars, and that arm bars are one of his strongest attributes. And I was trying to remember what that reminded me of. It's kind of, I think there was a similar conversation to this when right before Ronda fought Holly Holmes, about how good her arm bars were. That's right. And then she got kicked in the dome. Kind of like how Gaethje likes to throw head kicks, and how Ilia has been rocked with a few head kicks earlier on in his career.
Lo Soprano. Last of Us. Lo Soprano. Oh. Lo Soprano. Oh, Harry Potter.
Now we know why he was acting weird when Joe Rogan was asking him what books he read. Remember how he kept like, oh, I read a lot of books. All of the books, the hardback, the softback. And then Joe Rogan was like, oh, what kind of books? What kind of books do you read? And he's like, all of them. I read all of them. Too many to name. I read all the books. Now we know he was talking about the Harry Potter books. That's why he says so many, because there's like 57 of them. That's all that Ilia's been reading. He's been reading Harry Potter books. That's how he learned English.
Love it. Yeah, so today was a real heavy drill day. Just, kind of our last hard push in terms of the wrestling. Squeezing everything out of the cardio we can. A little live wrestling and some conditioning.
Finally doing some wrestling. He's finally doing it right. He's doing the swan song right.
2, 1, time. Walk it up.
This is to expand my lactate capacity. There's no better cardio than wrestling. And so this is just getting me ready to push myself for 5 rounds.
So supposedly he's heavily focusing on the wrestling right now so that he could expand his lactic capacity. I don't know about a lot about that. That's probably so that he won't start lactating during the fight. Kind of like a suppressant. Hey, to be honest, from some of the stuff that's been going on lately, I don't think Ilia would mind it very much if Gaethje started lactating during the fight. You know what I'm saying? I know that Angel Padilla found the kickboxer. I know he found the kickboxer wardrobe on Amazon. And hey, Jessica's birthday is coming up. Jessica's birthday is coming up. I already know that when she's at work, he's at home practicing. Feeling so good today. Ain't nobody standing in my way. When Jessica comes home, she can hear the music like from the street. And she's trying to be nice. She doesn't want to ruin the surprise, so she has to text them like, "Hey, I'm coming up right now. I'm almost there." And then you can just hear the music lower. Feeling so good today. Ain't nobody